回来再来看其他方面的消息。日前，法国阿尔萨斯大城市斯特拉斯堡附近的犹太墓园107座坟墓遭到涂鸦的事件，在全世界范围内引发轰动。这些涂鸦是一夜之间被喷绘上去的，全部都是纳粹党徽和反犹太图案。而在同一天，法国的另一个村庄也发现了类似的涂鸦事件。世界上近年来在欧洲，反犹太始终暗潮涌动，挑战新秩序。这次事件背后的现象，以及当今欧洲文明面临的困境，使越来越多的人陷入担忧，担心历史将会重演。
Tombstones marked by hate, but also cultural centres, town halls, schools. In all, 42 anti-Semitic attacks in the Bas-Rhin region of Alsace in just 18 months. This cemetery in the village of Westhofen is just the latest to be desecrated. 107 of its tombs were found marked with swastikas earlier this month. And although the cleanup operation is now underway for a region as troubled as this one by anti-Semitic attacks, the stain will be harder to remove.
This kind of symbol touch more than you think. It's awakening the history. Part of the family line die in the Auschwitz and in the Holocaust. So to see it here, where I live, there is a disease in the society. And everybody would like to stop it.
Not least the French government. France's interior minister visited Westhofen, announcing the creation of a national task force. When the graveyard at Katzenheim was attacked, it was the French president who came. Another case that remains unsolved. A source close to the investigation says that locals are believed to be responsible. Locals who may have been incited by global websites. While the hunt for the culprits continues, we wanted to find out where they are finding encouragement. 2 French-language sites, registered in Panama and the Bahamas and enabled to stay online by an American company, White Europe and Participatory Democracy, both shared pictures of the attacks in Alsace. White Europe celebrating these exemplary actions by the proud people of Alsace that show us the way. Reached for comment, White Europe told us they stand behind their posts. Participatory Democracy told CNN that while they don't condone the attacks, they do believe that it's all a Jewish conspiracy. Both sides celebrating the number 14, a reference to a slogan coined by the late American white supremacist David Lane, and which was also found graffitied on one of the Westhofen tombs. Both of these sites use the American internet infrastructure company Cloudflare, which provides protection from cyber attacks. Both sites openly celebrate anti-Semitism, and that, here in France, is a crime. Now, in the past, Cloudflare has discontinued its services to 8chan in the wake of the El Paso mass shooting and to the American neo-Nazi blog Daily Stormer. So why the different treatment when it comes to hate speech that is in French? Cloudflare have not responded to CNN's questions. CNN also found that Facebook, which does not allow Daily Stormer posts to be shared, did allow posts from both the French sites until CNN reached out for comment, after which it blocked them. Twitter allows sharing from all 3 sites, but told CNN that it's taking action to prevent linking to such content. We asked France's Interior Minister in an exclusive interview if the United States was doing enough to help tackle the problem.
No, and my answer is clear because there is a clear difference of culture. It is not about opposing French or European culture to American culture, but clearly on these subjects, there is a belief in the freedom to say anything and everything. I believe that there is no freedom when it is us and our fundamental values that are being attacked.
One victim of the latest attack says that global action is required in the face of a global problem.
If we don't have that, you're going to have others, Westhofen or Katzenheim or others, and not just in France. So you see it in New Zealand, you see it in America, you see it in France.
The tomb of Guillaume Debré's family was amongst those desecrated in Westhofen. He has yet to show a picture of it to his young daughters.
It's a few marking on sacred stone. It's a few marking that spell out hate. And in this country, not me, but my family and generations have understood what hate means and what it could lead to.
In the heavily guarded synagogue in Strasbourg, the city where much of the region's Jewish population now lives, the chief rabbi says that he's not surprised, but that he fears for more than just his community.
The hate that begins with Jews never ends with Jews.
Last year, Rabbi Weil buried the last Jew in Westhofen. Roger Kahn hid during the Nazi occupation, escaping the camps and dying peacefully in his sleep at 88. But with websites celebrating attacks on tombs like his, the question is whether it is in peace that he will now be allowed to rest. Melissa Bell, CNN, Alsace.
再来看娱乐方面的消息。日前，制片方首次曝光了老牌影星汤姆·克鲁斯成名作《壮志凌云》第2部的预告片。续作距离第1部影片上映已经过去20多年，而汤姆·克鲁斯饰演的主角也已经是一名服役几十年的海军顶尖飞行员。在新的故事里，他将成为一个打破体制限制、寻找新的挑战的铁血硬汉。面对不确定的未来和难以释怀的心魔，不得不做出巨大的牺牲。影片将于2020年6月26日在北美上映。
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary. What he has to teach you may very well mean the difference between life and death.
Your reputation precedes you.
I have to admit, I wasn't expecting an invitation back.
They're called orders, Maverick.
This is your captain speaking. Today's exercise is dogfighting.
2 versus 1? He's got to be kidding. What the hell?
目前，制片公司迪士尼皮克斯公布了更多关于最新动画片1/2的魔法的消息。故事由明星配音阵容克里斯·普拉特、汤姆·赫兰德组成。影片设定在一个由精灵、巨魔和灵魂等组成的郊外幻想世界，讲述人们追回童心、寻找逝去的魔法和纯真，以及亲情与爱的故事。影片将于明年3月6日上映。
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Anthony Daniels has played C-3PO in Star Wars films since the original in 1977, something he reflected on at this week's world premiere for The Rise of Skywalker.
But it has been a long ride since I first said, I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations, and this is my counterpart, R2. R2-D2, where are you? Still doing it after all these years.
Yeah! Kiss is getting a special guest on the final legs of its End of the Road tour. The rock legends have announced David Lee Roth will join the band as it heads toward its farewell. No word yet when Roth will join the tour, which runs until July of 2021.
I'm looking for my sons. Oh, they went on a quest. But don't worry, I told them about the map, I told them about the gym, I told them about the curse. I forgot to tell them about the curse! The what?
Here's your latest look at Onward, Disney Pixar's mashup of magical and modern life. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Octavia Spencer lead the voice cast of the animated adventure, which zaps into theaters March 6th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
休息一下，马上回来。